Hi, this is Pat Schwenk from For the Family, and today we're talking with Ted and Ashleigh Slater. Ashleigh is the author of a brand new book on marriage called Team Us, and today she talks about the difference between being a me-first fighter and a team-first fighter when it comes to resolving conflict in your marriage.
I really came to, our engagement and our marriage with what I call a me-first approach, or as a me-first fighter, which really meant that I saw conflict as me against Ted. I didn't really think about his perspective. I was worried about my own personal interests, my own reputation. I didn't have a lot of grace and understanding for him because I was right and he was wrong in the situation. And I really didn't like to deal with conflict anyway, so I tried to ignore it all, as I was thinking about myself and how it impacted me. And Ted was much more of the, let's not sweep things under the rug, let's deal with them, which has really helped me through the years come to this place of being more of a team first fighter, which is, instead of being, me against Ted, it's us against the problem. How can we together address this conflict that we're facing in such a way that it brings long-term health to our relationship? And that really means that we're going to take the time to try to understand the other person's perspective, where they're coming from. We're going to, as we hear that perspective, we're going to try to extend, grace and understanding and realize that we don't need to be right. In fact, maybe we are the one who is wrong, and being able to admit that in the relationship. And we've found, now that we've come to that place of me coming from being a, me first to a team first fighter, now when we have conflict, most of the time I am like, ooh, let's just face this. Let's work through it, because I know it's going to be uncomfortable. I mean, dealing with conflict, I think, is always uncomfortable.
Sure, but it's safe at the same time because we're on the same context that we're in the same team.
Right. We have shared interests instead of separate interests.
Now, you say that you started the relationship with a me. What was it? Me first fighter.
Yeah.
I think we're both kind of the same way. But whereas you were like sort of avoiding conflict because it's uncomfortable, and maybe you should just apologize and sweep it under the rug and move on. After some time, I could sense all these lumps under the rug, and I could just feel, I don't know. And so I think it's good that we've taken those things out from under the rug, brought them out into the light of day, discuss them, learn from them. Sometimes I can change, and I know I can, and sometimes Ashleigh has changed. And so
you're saying we both kind of came from it on how can resolving this conflict benefit me, to a place of how can this conflict benefit us? Yeah. How can it benefit our relationship?
Now, don't you have like a bulleted list or something in your book somewhere?
I do, yeah. Chapter 4.
Chapter 4? Okay. I guess you'll have to read through chapter 4 to see what that bulleted list says.